Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Calm with Carlyn, yoga and meditation for your everyday life, and welcome to day one of 7 days of yoga for self-love. Today's theme is breathe. So we're focusing on the breath, we're focusing on really connecting and embracing stillness, and we're focusing on finding comfort in the discomfort that comes with alone time. And we do that with our breath. So if nothing else, as we're flowing through poses today, I want you to just make your number one priority your connection with your breath and your awareness of your inhales and exhales. You don't need any props for class, and we're going to get started in a child's pose. So I'll see you there when you're ready. Two options for child's pose. You can bring your legs together, bring your forehead down to the ground, and have your arms long behind you. I like to open up the hips with a wide-legged child's pose, so I'll take my arms long in front of me, my big toes will come to touch, my knees will come wide, and I'll sink my seat back towards my heels, resting my forehead on the ground. Immediately here, connect with your breath. Before you manipulate your breath, just notice your breath as it naturally is as you come into this space. It's hard for us to stop and just notice throughout our busy day and chaotic lives. But sometimes it's good to just stop and notice your breath. Are you breathing slow or fast? Which is longer, your inhale or your exhale? Do you feel like you're breathing into your belly, your chest, or somewhere else altogether? And once you've had a moment of observation, start to manipulate your breath, making your inhales and exhales even in length, breathing in through the nose for 3 to 4 counts, and then breathing out through the nose or the mouth for 3 to 4 counts. If anything, maybe you make the exhale slightly longer than the inhale. That's going to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, calming down the body and the mind as we prepare for our practice. Take one more inhale here. Stay where you are for your exhale. And then at the bottom of the exhale, use an inhale to come up to a tabletop position, stacking your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. We'll find some cat-cows to connect our breath to our movement. On the inhale, you drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And on the exhale, you tuck the chin round through the spine, finding that rainbow shape with the body, tucking the chin to the chest, and really reaching the crown of the head down towards the ground. Take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, find your cow pose, and then exhale to slowly move into your cat pose. Keep these nice and slow to begin, really using the full inhale to find your cow and the full exhale to find your cat. And as you find that cat pose, really try and imagine articulating through each vertebrae of the spine as you round yourself into that rainbow shape, into that angry cat shape. I don't necessarily know that the cat is angry. I'm not a cat girl, so I don't know why they make that shape, but you know what I'm saying. Keep this movement nice and slow. We'll take one more full round. Finding your cat pose and maybe pausing here, checking in with the shoulders, making sure they're all relaxed away from the ears, maybe wagging the tail side to side, gazing over each shoulder. And then exhale to find your cow pose. And maybe in this cat pose rather, maybe you lift the knees just a couple inches off the ground, activating that core, tucking the chin to the chest. And then slowly release, walk the hands in front of the shoulders, fingers nice and wide. Tuck the toes if you haven't done so already. Lift the hips and find your first downward facing dog. Keeping with that theme of connecting our movement to our breath, take an inhale to come up high on the tippy toes, lift the heels as high as you can, and then exhale to send the heels down towards the ground, even if they don't touch. Tucking the chin towards the chest, almost like you're balancing a tennis ball in between the chin and the chest. Take an inhale to lift the heels again, and an exhale slower than you want to, press the heels down to the ground. One more time, lift the heels up to the sky on the inhale. And on your exhale, lower the heels down as far as your body allows. Know that that can be different moments of the day, different days of the week, different months of the year. Take an inhale in your downward facing dog. See if you can lift those hips up one more inch. Take those chests to the thighs. Beautiful. Press into all 10 fingers. And on your inhale, gaze forward and come into a high plank. From your high plank, take an inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale here in your high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale here. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale in your downward facing, in your high plank. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful job. Take an inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Find that connection with your breath. Use an exhale to step the right foot in between the hands. Dropping the back knee and finding a low lunge. Inhale here to rise. Exhale to settle. We'll use our breath to carry us through 2 more movements. Try and walk your right foot forward. You'll want a little bit more space for this one. On the inhale, we're in our low lunge. On the exhale, you take the arms back, straighten the leg, and find your half split. Ooh, lots of balance here. Use your breath, use that engagement of your core. Inhale, come forward into your lunge. Exhale, take it back. Flexing those right toes towards the face one more time. Inhale, planting that right foot down, reaching the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, take the arms back, hinge forward, straighten the right leg. Oh my gosh, my balance. And then stay here, taking the fingertips to the ground. Folding forward, finding that nice juicy stretch in your right hamstring. And then when you're ready, walk the hands forward. Step back to your high plank. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, drop the knees, lower the belly down. Inhale, untuck the toes, lift up baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the left foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee. Inhale to come up into your low lunge as I fix my mic. Fingertips reach up to the sky. And then see if you can walk that left foot just slightly forward, finding a little bit more space here. Your inhale, you lift up in that low lunge. And on your exhale, you straighten the leg and send the arms back. Take an inhale, find your low lunge, plant that left foot down. Exhale, hinge forward, arms back and fold. One more time, inhale, lift up. And on your exhale, hinge forward, arms back, and fold. This time, bring the fingertips down to the ground, hinging forward, taking your nose towards your shin, flexing those left toes towards the face, letting that hamstring open up on the left side. And then walk the hands forward, plant that left foot, plant the hands, step back to your high plank, drop the knees, take an inhale, and exhale to lower down. Inhale, slowly lift up, baby cobra, and an exhale takes you back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale in your downward facing dog. Stay for your exhale. And on your next inhale, bend the knees, look to the top of the mat, and walk or jump your feet up to the top of the mat, inhaling to lift up halfway, fingertips to shins. Exhaling to fold forward, rounding the spine and bending the knees, finding a bit of a ragdoll here, letting go of tension. Maybe you bring your hands to the opposite elbow, shake the head yes and no, rock side to side. And then when you're ready, let the fingertips fall down to the ground. Inhale, slowly rise. And we're in our mountain pose, hands by your side, palms facing forward. Take a moment here, reconnect with your breath. We're going to speed up our movement for 2 sun salutations, but I want you to stay connected to the breath. So even if you're moving faster or slower than me, each inhale is a movement and each exhale is a movement. Move at your own pace for these next 2 sun salutations. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge and fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, plant the hands, high plank. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale in your down dog. Exhale, stay where you are. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, step the feet to the hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach all the way up, hands reach to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center and down at your sides. One more round, but let's take a cleansing breath first. Inhale deeply. Exhale, nice and slow. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, high plank on your inhale. Exhale, lower down to the belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pause here. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh through the mouth. Beautiful. And when you're ready, lift the right leg up to the sky and then step the right foot about halfway in between your left foot and your hands. So we're finding a shorter stance here, straightening through both of the legs and folding forward for your pyramid pose. You can bend that right knee to get the fingertips down to the ground. Make sure your hip points are shining forward so that right hip pulls back and the left hip pulls forward as you think about reaching your nose towards your big toe. Beautiful job here. Nice deep stretch. And then walk the hands forward, step it back to your downward facing dog. And we'll take that on the other side. Lift the left leg and then step the left foot in between the hands. Not in between the hands, sorry. In between the hands and the right foot. Finding about that halfway point. And then straightening through both of the legs, bending the left knee, taking the fingertips to the ground, pulling the left hip back and the right hip forward to keep this stretch in the back of the left leg. As you hinge forward, think about reaching your nose towards your big toe. Beautiful job. And then from here, just come forward into a cross-legged seat at the top of the mat. Take a moment here just to reconnect with your breath. After a little bit of movement, notice what it feels like to find stillness. Notice where you might feel discomfort and know that that's totally normal. But also notice where you might feel good in the body. Maybe you're feeling loose and open in certain places. Maybe connecting to your breath allowed you to let go of certain thoughts. Maybe subconsciously you've let go of things that you brought onto the mat today. When you're ready, plant your feet on the ground, hug your knees into your chest, and give yourself a big, well-deserved hug. We're not ending in our traditional Shavasana today. We're ending in this little ball of love, taking the forehead to the knees, stretching out the back of the neck, embracing yourself, and continuing to breathe. And you can stay in this stillness for as long as your day allows. And before you get up, make sure you thank yourself for coming onto your mat, for giving your body the love that it deserves, for taking the time to move and breathe. Whenever you're ready, you'll slowly come out of this space, letting yourself get big again, spreading out. And thank you so much for practicing with me day 1 of the Self-Love Yoga Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 2.